Alright guys, how you doing? I'm gonna break down a play for you guys today that you've been noticing in a bunch of my online games that I've been posting. The games that I have been posting, I have been using this play quite a bit, and I want to just break it down with you guys. Now, I'm in the Panthers playbook right now, but I'm gonna run it out of the gun bunch formation, like the regular bunch. But the Panthers playbook, and I think several others, also have an empty bunch playbook that has the exact same play in it. It's just with different personnel, and it's the same play, but it's just out of a different set of personnel. Me personally, I like it better out of empty bunch, but I'm gonna break down both for you guys to show you that it's the same. So we're gonna do that out of the regular bunch formation first, and that is bunch verticals. And we're going to start out running this against a cover 3. And I'm going to show you how to make your reads depending on how the cover 3 plays, like whether the coverage is underneath or over top. I'm going to show you how to read the defense with all coverages. And this video might be kind of long, but I just want to show you guys so that you guys know if you run into this kind of stuff. Of course, most people watch me. They don't really play. They just watch me to be entertained. But I just want to put out something kind of different. So the setup I like to do, this is what it looks like pre-snap. What I like to do is block the running back, which is double tap triangle and triangle or Y if you're on Xbox, and then right trigger to pass block. That means he's pass blocking. So, and then you want to put square on a drag, which is triangle, square to select Devin Funchess, and then down to put him on a drag. And now he's on a drag. And now what you want to do is you want to move the left analog stick over along with this circle button, or B if you're on Xbox, and then just select the outside receiver and then motion him to the right using the directional D-pad. And he'll motion over to the right, and that's what the play looks like. And I know that route over there looks kind of funny, but trust me, this first read, the way the coverage is if they're just sitting in purples, you could quick pass to circle, or you could dub it down to the drag if you don't feel good about it. But usually circle is the first and primary read. So we're gonna run the play. Like this is how you make this read against purples. All right, you notice the corner backs up, and you can just quick pass it for about an easy 10 to 15 yards. Sometimes you could catch him slipping, and if he clicks on and tries to tackle you, you can. Maybe he'll whiff like he did in the Patriots gameplay, and you could get a touchdown. This is how I scored what I thought was the game-winning touchdown against my Patriots game that I just posted. So I'm going to run it again. As you see, just quick pass it. And sometimes, depending on how good your receiver is, it's a timing throw is what it is. And you want to make sure you time this throw just right. And you just want to throw a normal bullet pass and steer upfield, excuse me, eating that Halloween candy. But I'm going to run it one more time before I show it against other coverages or other versions of the coverage. But as you can see, it's consistent. And if you have an inaccurate quarterback, that happens at times, but you get the idea. Now we're going to set the play up the same. Block running back, put square on a drag, motion him out, so that the play looks exactly the same. You do the same setup every time against all coverages. It's just that depending on what coverage your opponent is playing dictates your reads and who you throw the ball to. So as you can see, I'm going to switch from the purples to underneath coverage. So now anything underneath, the defense is going to be clamping down on. So that means, so you should already know pre-snap. You shouldn't already know pre-snap, but like, if you read post-snap that all the defenders are biting down underneath, you don't even want to think about throwing that drag or to the circle, because what's going to happen is that corner in the hard flat on the right, he's going to shoot after that circle, so you're not going to be able to throw that. So what you need to look for, you're going to have to wait a little bit in the pocket, but what you need to look for is the seam pass to Olsen to X on the red route. You need to wait for him to pass that linebacker, because that linebacker is playing underneath too. So after a certain point, when Olsen gets to about the 20 to the 25 yard line right there, that linebacker is going to pass him off to the safety, who's just not going to cover him. So Now I may get sacked, but I'm going to show you how this works. You see how that linebacker passes him off, and you just want to possession catch it so you don't get hit, sticked, and drop the ball. So block the running back, drag at square, motion circle out, and then switch to underneath coverage. I'm going to do it one more time, and for time's sake, this is the last time I'm going to demonstrate this. But notice how the seam route, the linebacker passes him off, and you could just fit it in there for an easy gain, maybe a touchdown. Now, I'm going to show I'm going to switch to cloud flats and show you what to do against cloud flats. Now, cloud flats is they're still going to chase the circle. They're still going to chase the route to circle. So we're going to set the play up the same. They're still going to chase that route to circle. Only this time, you could still throw the seam pass, I'm not sure. But I would look for the drag first, because when they're playing, that means they're playing back. Because what I did was I shaded down and then shaded back up. So instead of playing aggressively underneath, the defense is going to be backing up to defend all these vertical routes. So your first read should be the drag. And if he uses that, then you could look to throw to R1 across, because most people are going to use this linebacker right here on this side. That's just the way it is. That's because that's what I use her. So anyway, I'm gonna man up the circle on the drag to mimic the user, because the user is probably going to follow the drag. So this, because since he's bailing out from his coverage assignment since he's leaving his area of coverage to chase after square, that's going to leave R1 right wide open when he runs past that linebacker on the right. So I can't use her both controllers, but he's obviously not following his man. But let me do that again. All right, and then I'm going to switch over to him so that he's just not standing still. Block the running back, motion him over. Man, we're still on cover 3. This is going to be a long video. And then, don't let me forget to shade up for cloud flats. Okay, so since the linebacker's following square, it's going to leave R1 wide open because of the vacated area that he leaves right there. And Jarius Wright is just a beast for holding on to that ball, but I should have probably low passed that. But anyways, now we're going to look on how to do this against cover 2. Alright, we're going to set the play up the exact same way. This is against cover 2. And as you can see, it is Tampa 2. And as you can see, this is the same exact setup. Now, I would look for the drag first. Follow the same concept of read the play the same way that you would in the last way I broke it down against cover 3 cloud flats. And because the user is probably going to follow the drag, and if he's a good user, then he'll bait you and follow the drag and swing back up to the top to cover that route over the middle. That's, if you get baited, you get baited. You just got to recognize it. But as you can see, let me bring up defense. Excuse me. As you can see, the cloud flat is going to chase Torrey Smith, so you're not going to be able to throw that. So don't even think about it. You're going to look to read. You're going to want to throw the seam pass or the drag. You're going to want to throw to X or square on this. And if his user follows a drag, then you can throw to R1. It's all about being disciplined and knowing how to read plays. Everybody makes bad mistakes, because I've made bad reads while throwing this play before. But we're going to try to throw the seam pass. And see, actually, the seam pass is open for a touchdown, because the area of weakness against cover 2 is the deep middle of the field. So I know it says mid-read, but he's not going to drop back but so far. Now, if he made an adjustment and put square in a deep third, that's a common adjustment that most people do online against Tampa 2. Yeah, I just got a notification. But yeah, if they do that, then you can throw to the drag, because that's going to be some wide open space. Because look, like if his linebacker backs up just like that, there's nobody in the dead center of the field to cover that drag. So watch what happens. You can dump it down, get so many yards with that. So now we're going to show it against underneath Tampa 2 coverage. Same setup, and don't even pay attention to circle because he's not going to be open. You're going to want to look for the seam pass and the seam pass only, or you could throw to R1, like I said, if his user follows the drag. So looky here, that's a touchdown right there. This play is just so good. It is really good. And now I'm going to go against it with cover 4. Now actually I'm going to skip a step. Cover 4 is the same exact thing, so there's no need of me demonstrating it. It's the same. It doesn't matter what coverage they run. I mean, it's important to know what coverage they run, but it really doesn't matter because all you need to read is if they're playing over top or underneath, and then you know where to go with the ball. Because if they're playing underneath, you're obviously not going to throw the drag, right? And if they're playing over the top, you need to be able to read and determine which vertical route is going to be open. It's all about discipline. Now I'm going to show you the same exact play except out of the empty bunch formation. Alright, so I'm in the empty bunch formation. As you can see, this is in a very limited number of playbooks. It's in the Panthers and the Bills maybe, I think. I just know it's out of the Panthers for sure. But see, it's the same thing, bunch of verticals. The only difference is that the slot receiver, Jerry's right, is going to be your check down. So you can leave him on a slant if you want to. I would personally still put him on the drag, just so that it's a little bit more shallow. But this saves, if you run it this way, this saves you an extra step when setting the play up because you don't have a running back to block. All you have to do is put triangle on a drag like you would with square in the regular bunch formation, and then you're still going to motion the outside receiver to the out right here. Now it's the same exact thing, and the reason I think this is a little bit if you run it out of this formation, the reason I think it's a little bit better is that McCaffrey is the one running the seam pass as opposed to Greg Olsen. So I mean, Greg Olsen's tight ends aren't normally the fastest receivers out there, but it'll just save you from, you could just get the ball out that much quicker. Let me put it that way. So, but as you can see, it's cover 3 purples. So it's the same read. We're going to quick pass it to circle because it's purples and juke him and maybe get a touchdown. You never know with that when you make that read. So that's that way. And then now I'm going to show you against underneath coverage. It's the same exact setup every time. Triangle on a drag, motion, circle out. But remember, since he's playing underneath, if you read it, but if the outside cornerback, if the person that's covering the outside on this play, if he shoots after circle immediately, you better not throw that route or you'll get picked off. See, I'll show you what happens. It's a pick. So yeah, and it's probably going to be a pick 6. And my linemen aren't really fast enough to. Oh my God! Okay, chase him. So you just threw a pick 6 right there. That's what happens if you throw that. So we're going to switch to underneath again, as you can see. Same play. Motion him out. Put him on a drag, and then you want to read the seam pass when the linebacker passes him off. Only this time it'll be McCaffrey, and as you can see, he got separation and he got up the field that much quicker because he's a running back and he's faster than a tight end. So now we're going to show it against clouds. Triangle on a drag, motion him out. You can see the corner is going to shoot out, or the safety in this case isn't, because that's the safety in a cover 3. The safety is going to shoot after the circle, and then actually against the seam pass, you could just throw it that much. You could throw it a lot quicker against cloud flats. I don't think I demonstrated that in the last one, but same setup, motion him out. You could throw it a lot quicker because the linebacker plays back. You just want to possession catch it, and you'll usually get a good animation to where you don't drop the ball. Possession catch is key because if you go and try to rat catch, aggressive catch to these routes, they're more than likely not going to be a catch. So Now we're going to show it against Tampa 2. Alright, same setup, motion him out. And you could, if you were playing against somebody that just didn't know how to stop this, like you could literally run this play on somebody all game probably. Not saying you should, because you should mix up different plays. I mean, look at the audibles in here. Look at the plays you have in here. Like, it's not showing the plays because I got both controllers turned on, but trail is a good play, verticals is a good play. QB draws are not as good this year because of how you have to like not hold turbo until you get past the line of scrimmage, so it kind of defeats the purpose of running quarterback draws. But same setup anyway. I just wanted to tell y'all that. Like when you building a scheme, don't just spam the same play over and over. Because if it's one thing I can't stand or anybody else can't stand, is going up against the same play. If it's a pass play, it's okay because you can adjust to it more easily. But like if you're going up against somebody that just spams halfback stretch, halfback stretch, halfback stretch, halfback stretch, and then you're in the defense to stop it and you're setting it up the correct way, and eventually he pops one, don't be that guy. Just don't be that guy. So. Okay, we're playing against Tampa 2 Cloud Flats, right? You're going to be reading the seam pass to McCaffrey, which, by the way, is going to get open a whole lot quicker. And you can also throw the drag. Or if he uses the drag, throw it to Olsen. So, we're going to throw to the seam pass because he's going to be open for a touchdown. And like you said, you have a fast running back, so he's going to get the field faster and get behind that linebacker a whole lot quicker. So, same setup. I know I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I feel like I have to say that because somebody's going to make a stupid mistake and not set it up the right way, and they're going to be like, Andrew, this play don't work. You're trash. So, yeah. And say if they put their linebacker in a deep blue, which a lot of times if you're going up against a good player, they will do that. And you could even leave right on a slant in that case because look at the space. Look at the space he's got to work with. I mean, yeah, I threw it a little bit too quick right there, but just look at the yards you get. So let me put him in a deep blue again and motion him out. Same setup. And then you could throw to Olsen immediately if he follows the drag because just look at the space. Just make sure you possession catch it, get down, and then boom, you got your yards. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope that you guys learned something valuable today. Wait, let me show it against Tampa 2 underneath. Let me show it against underneath coverage because y'all gonna say, oh, you didn't do that. So, all right. So we're doing this. You should know to throw to that seam pass. If he doesn't have his middle linebacker, if his middle linebacker don't back up, you should be able to throw that seam pass all day for a touchdown. You are in an empty formation, so you do have to. I'm surprised I'm not getting block shedded like crazy because this is practice mode, but yeah, you should be able to throw that seam pass all day. And if he plays underneath, I know I'm getting real technical, but say he puts his middle linebacker in a deep blue and he shades underneath. I mean, come on, throw the drag route. Or the drag route or X, like triangle or X. It's that simple. It's just knowing what your opponent is going to do and being able to read his coverages post snap so that you can y'all know what I'm saying. But anyway, I hope y'all have a good day. I'm sorry this video is kind of long, but I did break down two plays out of two different I did break down the same play out of two different formations. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you later.